Okay, we're in the finals. I am going to keep this hand because we've got the Inoc Guide, but I just remembered Crater's Claws and Jeskai Infiltrator. 2 more rares. So our opponent did legitimately at least have a fourth of his deck was rares that are all playable, mind you. Not like one of those rares is bad. We're going to keep this. So we get to go Inoc Guide, find a swamp, unless we draw a swamp. If we do draw a swamp, I think we just make him a 2/2 instead. Opponent mulls to 6, and then snap keeps. So yeah, we draw a swamp here, or we find one with Inoc Guide. Well, we drew a swamp, so instead I'm going to do the Inoc Guide as a bear, since we don't really need double black. Could have done Ancestor, but whatever. Oh, he's got his own Inoc Guide, huh? I don't really want to bust an injury on it. I'd rather trade to make my scavengers cheaper. So we'll see if he wants to trade with us. No trades. So slam an Ancestor and pass. I injure a Morph if he plays it, I think, pretty easily. Abzan. Angler, not the worst draw. Get in with Guide. Still not trading. So we'll Outlast and pass. Bloodsucker. I might injure that. I probably do. Makes my Scavenger cheaper and my Angler. Probably just go injury plus. Yeah, I guess. Let's just do injury plus Outlast. Guess I could have swung, but whatever. So next turn we can start swinging with our Ancestor as well, potentially. Play a Scavenger, possibly play an Angler if we draw another land. Oof. Elite Scale Guard's a sweet card. Card's very strong. So I guess I'd like a trick of some sort. I almost want to just swing into his Scale Guard and trick him into thinking we've gotten something. I think I'm just going to swing. I know this seems foolish, and you're probably right that it is. I feel like I want him to be scared, though. He is scared, so I did legitimately put the fear of God in him there. Let's deal our damage and then wild call for a 5/5. I think I like that more. Typhoid rats. Well, not the worst, actually. All right. Looks like he is going for the race here. Not exactly on a 2-turn clock. Bringing back Scale Guard. Oof, that is good. That is a spicy, spicy, spicy play. At least he has to bolster the same creature, I guess, but man. Interesting. So let's see. He drops a Scale Guard, bolsters this to a 6/6. Guess we're on the defensive. So I'm going to play the non-flyer. All right. He doesn't really have a great attack here, I don't think. He can tap down one of our 5/5s, but... Oh, I didn't even think about that. He bolsters the Scale Guard, so he can actually tap 2 dudes down. Well, that's pretty awesome, actually. Let's see here. I think we actually swing these 2, which does in fact force him to block. Maybe he double blocks and then we get like supreme value. Oh God. Oh God, the value. The value. Please. Please do the block. Oof. God, is he going to regret that block? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Temur War Shaman. Okay. That guy's pretty good, actually. Witness, not too shabs. But let's get in with the 5/5. Because if he double blocks, I get to kill them both, which is pretty strong. Alright, so now we'll do Scavenger for 3 plus Morph. Kind of sweet thing about Typhoid Rats being the manifest is if he ever tries to block for value, we can just kill everything, which is actually pretty insane. Once he flips up, though, he does get to fight things. Whoa. Cats are freaking out a little bit. Interesting. Pinewalker. Not too shabby, actually. Let's see here. Let's just swing with these 2. See if he's got a flip up this turn. Could have swung with my Morph too, but I kind of want to hardcast my Pinewalker. Could actually Morph it, I guess. I could have swung with my morph. I feel like he's pretty tempted to double block our manifest, though. Understandably. I think we're actually just going to drop another scavenger. Although, yeah, well, no, this actually still works. All right. He is doing the double block. So, do that. Flip this. Get some death touch going. Even if he flips up and fights, I guess it's okay for him, but... All right, get our death touch through. Now we'll cast a scavenger, which makes him very dead. Opponent's deck looks good, though. I've played the War Shaman. I liked it. I've played Scale Guard, of course. Certainly like that. And it was a Watcher of the Roost, which means he would have been able to get in for, what, 4 or something? Not lethal. Okay, so we're playing against Abzan Value. He has Watcher of the Roost. Does he have any other flyers? No. He's got some pretty good looking creatures. Do I want a Hunt the Weak? I don't think we saw any spot removal out of our opponent, did we? I don't believe we did. So choices are bringing in the Hunt the Weak for something. Hunt the Weak to kill like his Scale Guard. I kind of like that, actually. It's not bad against his teamer War Shaman too, with like the 4/4s and 5/5s we got. Kind of want to bring in the, I think I want to bring in the Hunt the Weak, but I don't know what to bring it in for. I could cut some of our early game. He certainly doesn't seem like a hyper aggro deck. He definitely seems more of like a mid-range value deck, which maybe I like it more than the Ruthless Instincts or something. I could see that. Death Touch and Reach would be good though. I mean, if I'm bringing a Hunt the Weak for the Ruthless Instincts, it's kind of pointless. Maybe I don't need the Hunt the Weak. I'd probably like the diversity a little bit more with Ruthless. I do like Hunt the Weak with Merrick Nightblade, though. That was kind of sweet. But I kind of like everything we've got. I could cut a Disowned Ancestor, I guess. Maybe we don't need it. But I also don't like cutting creatures and bringing in Hunt the Weak, which is reliant on creatures. I think we're geared all right. Let's just try it again. Okay, game 2. I think we'd best mulligan that. This hand's fine, though. Opponent keeps his 7. He wants us on the play, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty unusual that you want to be on the draw in this format. Maybe he just knows we're not, like, super... I still think it's best for us. So, potentially pretty good curve here. We get to go morph into Sultai Flare. Into Merrick Nightblade. Or Unmorph. Both of which are pretty good. Let's see if he outlasts or swings into our morph. He is outlasting. Okay. Well, I certainly don't mind the outlast since Scout's not bad either, but we're just going to go Flare. And then we get to unmorph Witness next turn, which is nice. And bash with Flare as well, which is kind of nice. Kieran's not bad. Ooh, it's kind of nice. So I think we just swing here. I don't think he's really got a great block. He can double block, but it doesn't even matter. We just gain life. Alright, well, no blocks. We're just going to unmorph and deal some damage then. So now we've got Hunt the Weak, which can kill annoying stuff like Scale Guard. Yeah. So Bonkin gets bigger. I'm actually kind of happy he's attacking here. So I guess we hunt Scale Guard. Could actually hunt the Flyer because we're in a decent racing position. Can also cast Angler this turn. He doesn't really have a great block. He can double block, I guess. I think we kill Flyer and get in with both. I know you're thinking maybe I should kill the Scale Guard, but because the Scale Guard doesn't have Vigilance, I actually think it's better to kill the Flyer. Next turn I can go Scout the Borders plus Angler plus maybe something else. It's a tight race, for sure. I maybe wanted to make the... I was going to say... it's pretty good synergy he's got. He's playing it safe, which is pretty smart. So let's go Scout. Oof. Losing our removal is pretty harsh. Let's go Pine Walker, I guess, because I can't nab removal. And can't really swing, so I guess we'll do Angler. Get another dude. Can't really attack. So he can swing with everything, tap our two biggest dudes. Oof. So he can tap everything and kill us? 16? That's pretty harsh. Alright, well, in retrospect, I wish I'd killed the Scale Guard, but I didn't know he was going to go Formless Nurturing into Incremental Growth, or I may have done that differently. So, that's harsh. Let's see. Yeah, we're absolutely dead. That's for sure. So, Molting Snakeskin is what he revealed too. It's not even that good of a card. Guess he's got a better early game than I thought, but that's alright. I think we're still sticking the same and trying it again. Alright, we'll play first. And yeah, his hand's fine. We haven't seen removal out of our opponent yet, so this cash defenses could be good. We have a pretty slow start, but could draw like a 2-drop into cash defenses, which would be pretty strong, or even a Typhoid Rats into cash defenses would be quite good, actually. We definitely want to start with the Forest in case we draw a Wild Call, because I'd be happy to go Wild Call cash defenses. Basically, any 1 or 2 drop would be nice. Creature, that is. That's just a lot of early pressure. And like I said, we didn't see any removal out of our opponent that I can recall. I mean, he wanted us on the play or whatever that one game, but I don't think that really matters. Well, we either get a land or a cheap creature. Oh, he missed his land drop. That is pretty spicy for us. Surprised I'm really shocked he actually kept that hand. Alright, he did have the 2-drop. We're just going to go cash defenses though and start bashing away, which is pretty nice. I guess it can die to Sandblast, but that's alright. Dug up a swamp. So he kept it just because he had 1 land of his guide. I guess that makes sense. We're still going to be bashing away here. I mean, we're missing our land drop now, so I guess it's a slightly even playing ground. If he has removal for a morph, we're just a land away from Mandrills, which isn't bad either. We have Grim Contest for creatures. Could have like Suspension Field maybe. Suspension Field would be the last one I'd want to see. Ooh, Molting Snakeskin. That's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I think we just bash in. Play the Pinewalker morphed and pass. And that way we can just injure his Molting Snakeskin guy. What can you do with 2 mana? For no combat damage to be dealt this turn. Alright. Does in fact work. So now we'll just drop a Pinewalker. I'm totally willing to take a hit from Inoc Guide again, or have him leave it back on defense with the regen mana, which is also just fine. Karu Bloodsucker. Alright. Interesting. I still kind of want the injury for his Inoc Guide. Can Grim Contest the Bloodsucker? Probably just do that. Makes the best use of the mana. Allows us to bash him for a ton. I mean, yes, I could have killed his guide, but we're on the offensive here for sure. And it makes our stuff cheaper too, which is pretty nice. Like now he's probably more motivated to stay back to protect, and then the debilitating injury gets better. Maybe not though. Still just bashing for the fences. Alright. So we'll injure the Bondkin, I guess. And then we can cast Scavenger at will. Or Mandrills. Guide certainly wouldn't be bad, but so now I think he's pretty much got to keep the guide back, unless he can gain some life here. Formless Nurturing seems all right. And Concession, which I don't quite understand why, but I accept it. All right, so one a Swiss, which means my next draft's going to be an 8-4 again. Yeah, so highlight of this draft was, of course, the round 2 deck, which is definitely the coolest deck I've ever seen in cons. And that includes triple cons and cons, Fate Reforged. So certainly the coolest. You know, maybe not like the consistently most winningest deck I've ever seen, but in terms of cards in deck, that is by far the sweetest deck I've ever seen in this format. Possibly ever. I mean, I don't know of any other draft deck I've seen that's 10 cards in your deck are super playable rares. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is really remarkable. Even more remarkable that we beat it somehow. But okay, I guess we'll see you for the next draft.